Top 10 Joe Rogan Guests That Broke the Internet. The podcast that Joe Rogan hosts, which is called The Joe Rogan Experience, has attracted some of the most influential and controversial guests in the history of contemporary times. Certain guests have been able to shatter the internet with their ideas, disclosures, and sometimes frightening statements. This is because this podcast has millions of listeners for each episode. Here is a list of the top 10 guests who caused a stir on the internet. Number 10. The guest that received the most attention was none other than Elon Musk. In 2018, the billionaire entrepreneur made an appearance on The Joe Rogan Experience, and the show became an instant cultural hit almost immediately after it aired. Musk, the chief executive officer of both Tesla and SpaceX, spoke on artificial intelligence, space exploration, and the path that humanity will take in the future. On the other hand, the moment that ignited the internet was when he nonchalantly smoked a joint of marijuana that Rogan had supplied to him. This particular incident went viral, which resulted in a brief drop in Tesla's stock price and sparked an unending supply of memes. It is because of Musk's ability to combine serious, forward-looking conversations with a relaxed demeanor that this episode has become famous. Number 9. Edward Snowden was yet another guest that sparked a frenzy on the internet this time. In 2019, the former National Security Agency contractor, who achieved notoriety for leaking confidential papers that revealed widespread government surveillance, made an appearance on Rogan's podcast over a video call. Snowden explained the risks associated with the acquisition of large amounts of data and demonstrated how governments all around the world spy on their populations. As a result of his findings, which were both alarming and eye-opening, discussions on privacy, security, and the overreach of the government were sparked. As a result of the fact that many listeners were intrigued by Snowden's intelligence and his moral stance on whistleblowing, the episode was widely circulated to the world. Number 8. Alex Jones, the infamous conspiracy theorist and founder of InfoWars, has made multiple appearances on the Joe Rogan Experience, each time igniting a firestorm of controversy and online debate. His visits to the podcast have been characterized by an overwhelming torrent of sensational claims, passionate tirades, and a chaotic mix of outlandish theories that have polarized audiences. However, none of his appearances caused more disruption than his highly anticipated and explosive 2019 interview, which became one of the most discussed episodes in the podcast's history. During this episode, Jones delved into a range of bizarre and provocative subjects, including his long-standing assertions about interdimensional entities, alleged government programs designed to control human thought, and clandestine agendas purportedly orchestrated by the world's elite. His energetic delivery and unfiltered speech captivated audiences. Number 7. Similarly, another guest who has frequently stirred controversy and sparked extensive online debates is Dr. Jordan Peterson, a Canadian psychologist, best-selling author, and lecturer. Peterson's appearances on the Joe Rogan Experience consistently garner millions of views, as he is widely recognized for his perspectives on psychology, political correctness, free speech, and cultural dynamics. His articulate and philosophical discussions on topics such as personal responsibility, self-improvement, and the dangers of ideological extremism have resonated with a vast audience, solidifying his reputation as a thought-provoking intellectual. However, Peterson's statements have also been the catalyst for significant controversy. His critiques of contemporary social movements, identity politics, and institutional policies have drawn both fervent support and strong opposition. While many of his followers praise him for his deep insights into human behavior and his emphasis on self-discipline and meaning, his detractors argue that his views can be divisive, overly rigid, or even reactionary. Whenever Peterson appears on Rogan's podcast, excerpts from his conversations rapidly circulate across social media, triggering heated arguments between those who champion his views and those who vehemently oppose them. Number 6. The debut of Kanye West on the Joe Rogan Experience turned out to be yet another event that broke the internet. His candidacy for president, his mental health, and the creative process were all topics that were discussed by the rap icon, who is notorious for making pronouncements that are unpredictable and frequently contentious. The 3-hour talk that he had with Rogan was a unique opportunity to gain insight into his thinking, revealing both his enthusiasm for innovation and the challenges brought on by popularity. Critics and fans both dissected his comments, with some praising his visionary attitude and others questioning his coherence. His words were analyzed by both groups. Number 5. Bernie Sanders, a progressive politician and a former candidate for the presidency, also caused a stir when he made an appearance on Rogan's podcast. Sanders was able to speak at length about his policies, his vision for America, and his personal beliefs during Rogan's interview, which was in contrast to the mainstream political interviews. Sanders had the opportunity to interact with younger voters and reach an audience that generally does not engage with traditional political content because of this unorthodox format, which provided him with a platform. As a result of the episode's widespread dissemination and analysis, there is more evidence that Rogan's podcast is a significant influence in the realm of political conversation. Number 4. Through her participation in Rogan's podcast, biomedical expert Dr. Rhonda Patrick was able to garner a significant amount of attention and fame. Her presentations on topics such as nutrition, longevity, and the science behind fasting enthralled audiences who were concerned about their health. Number 3. The audience of Rogan was treated to a presentation by the renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, who discussed the marvels of the universe. His talks on topics such as the nature of reality, black holes, and space travel captivated not only people who are interested in science, but also people who are just casual listeners. As a result of his ability to combine humor with profound scientific knowledge, his shows were incredibly interesting to watch. Many of Tyson's videos became viral as a result of his colorful narrative and extensive knowledge. Number 2. Mike Tyson, a former heavyweight boxing champion, made a remarkable appearance on Rogan's podcast. His participation will be remembered for eternity. His troubled history, his road toward atonement, and his return to boxing at an older age were all topics that Tyson had to tackle. Number 1. The appearance of Bob Lazar, who presents himself as a self-proclaimed former government employee and asserts that he worked on UFO technology at Area 51, caused the internet to go into a frenzy. Not only did his comprehensive accounts of extraterrestrial technology, government cover-ups, and secret military projects excite believers, but they also fascinated skeptics. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.